Hello again, YouTube. I am back with yet another video about a certain, as I would like to call it, silent Holocaust or secret covert genocide. And it's the fact that people, whether within the arena of Illuminati, elite controlled arenas of politics, religion, sports, royalty, law, entertainment, etc., etc. Although I'm mainly dealing with the entertainment industry at this point in time, and it's basically when the original person who is usually they're usually naturally born human beings, created in God's image to have, because we're triune beings. A real human being, as real human beings, we're triune beings. We have a soul, spirit, and a physical body, but artificial life forms don't have that. And it's basically about, celebrities, whether shortly before or after they become famous, being replaced, being murdered, covertly murdered, or killed in ritual blood sacrifices and replaced with clone replicas of themselves and put right back out there in society as if nothing happened. And today's subject is, I would say, pop star, pop tart, or whatever, named Katy Perry, but her real name is Catherine Elizabeth Hudson. My bad. Or they didn't call her Katy because Kate, because there's already a Kate Hudson in the industry, and she's an actress. And before I get off this message, I would just like to say, if you're not spiritual, this message is not for you. If you think everything is a joke and a game, this message is not for you. If you want to continue, to quote Tiario, to be a pagan Christian, and think you're a Christian just because you believe in God, or you're a part of a church of some sort, then this message is not for you. If you want to continue to be slow-minded and believe everything the mainstream mass media tells you, then this message is not for you. If you want to believe all the lies and continue to follow false religion and follow Hollywood, which is nothing more than an illusion set up by Satan or the devil himself, to drag your soul, to draw you to lead people away from God and to drag your soul to a devil's hell, then this message is not for you. Now, moving on. To be honest with you, I never really been a fan of Katy Perry in particular, because I always thought that she was overrated. And I can't exactly tell you how I found out that she was replaced. And I would also like to say that Katy Perry, I personally believe that she was born a boy. And before some of you brain dead, dumbed down, and brainwashed, indoctrinated people start, before you jump out of the window and start calling me names, I would just like you to know that things work differently in the entertainment industry than they do in the real world. Because when children are born, they make them, they're born one sex, but, they make them live their lives as another sex. And, I'm sorry to tell y'all this, but some of you guys out there that's crazy about Katy Perry, I'm sorry, but she's a boring youth. This is the devil's way of, subtly turning people into homosexuals and lesbians. And to tell you the truth, nothing tops what God makes. Because as you can see in this picture right here, I'm not sure when it was taken, but the one on the left, I'm not sure. I think it looks like a, it could probably be, Katy Perry's first replacement, but to tell you the truth, she's much prettier than the recent, the more recent versions and stuff. I don't know what the deal is with these clones, but usually they not only don't measure up, period, to the original person, or even the first replacement, but they're I mean, they're plain looking. They're not as good looking as the original person. I believe part of the reason for this is that when Satan and the demons were kicked out of heaven, because they were very beautiful, and as Yahweh rules pointed out, they had it all. They had beauty, they had physical beauty. They were in high positions in heaven. They lived in mansions and all that kind of stuff. And when they rebelled against God and they were kicked out, all of that stuff was taken away from them, and that includes physical beauty. And this is why I guess the demons, when they replace a person, I guess part of the reason they do that is they have a complex about the physical beauty that God gave the original person. And, the original people are usually they're usually godly seed, if I'm being honest. They all have they have a godly presence about them. And the reason why they're usually killed, and you usually don't hear this on even the so-called truther channels, is because shortly before their deaths, and they didn't. I personally believe they're in heaven now. And a lot of you people claim to be Christians, and I think it's pretty sad that you're still holding on to Hollywood and to this illusion. I say it's an illusion because let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just tell it like it is, because you're still holding on to this this idea that the original person is still alive, but they're not. Don't try to debate with me. Don't try to argue with me, because it's the truth. When God tells and God reveals something to people, it's the truth, and there's no debating it. Katy Perry is no longer with us, and I have reason to believe that she was replaced prior to fame, or he rather, because because Hollywood just they just love switching the sexes out. As you can see right here, I believe this is the original Katy Perry, and it looks like a boy, if I'm being honest. And somebody said that if you believe she's in heaven, do you think that she'll be a boy or a girl up there? This is just my personal opinion, so don't take it to task, or run to see it, go to town on it or something, take it and run with it. But I personally prefer it as a boy. But as I said before, Satan has them, being the opposite sex, so he can make whores and stuff out of them, and I don't like that. I guess it's the God in me, because God hates it, so do I. Look right here. This is the original Katy Perry, and you can see the soul in the eyes and stuff, and she looks very human, very humane. And also notice that the original Katy Perry had a round face, but the imposter kind of, I would say, has a longer, thinner face. As for some reason, I don't know what's going on, but clones usually they don't have longer necks, but